Buying a house, a property, a flat, or even finding one to rent is some of the most difficult work you can do in the UK. It's already the most expensive purchase you'll make in your life, but on top of that, it is exceedingly difficult to find the right property without wasting a lot of your time. Websites that allow you to search up properties are full of scams, deceitful tactics, time wasting gestures, and just a lot of nonsense. And today I'm just going to run through some of the most annoying things that I've come across. Put it bluntly, the 5 worst things about trying to find a property in the UK.
Thanks, Tom. You know what really grinds my gears?
So let's talk about pictures. Now, here we have a lovely property that's available for sale. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, you know, great offering here. Got some information about it, and it's worth apparently £330,000, which is a lot of money. You know, most people will never be able to afford anything of that value. I'm being honest, most people will not even get close. And we have a lovely cartoon representation of a building of some sort, which is very informative. I'm very excited to see how I'd enjoy my life in this cartoon right here. So, this is not even the worst, because over here, I guess you could say, fair enough, it's a placeholder. Maybe at some point they'll be adding further information. And then you check that this has been uploaded in July. Look at another beautiful offering that we have, and this one is one of those lovely shared ownership properties where somehow you own part of it and then you rent the rest of it. But what I really enjoy is that they angle the pictures in a way to give you the least information as to the actual size of the property as possible. We've got a lovely weirdly angled pic of the floor and part of the bed. You can't even see the entirety of this wall. It's very exciting to see that they really want you to see absolutely nothing in terms of value. And if you click on a bigger version of the picture, you can see that it's not much better. And the show must go on. If you thought the last bunch of pictures were really bad, these ones are worse. So you can see there's a building here. I'm assuming this is the building in which the property is placed. First picture is a picture of the floor. Very exciting. Another picture of the floor. Thank you very much. We have a floor. There's a window as well. You can't see the entirety of the window. You don't want to give too much away, I guess. We've got some more floor. Let's make it bigger. Wow, so much floor. This is probably the best picture out of these. You can actually understand as to the size of the room, I guess. There is a bathroom, and you can barely see the entirety of it, but there is a bathroom. And this is my favorite. Wow. Just an angled picture of, I don't know, a corner of the bathroom. Auctions are really annoying because the only people who can purchase an auction are those with cash money or those who have a very high risk appetite that isn't normal people. So I don't know why there's so many auctions on these websites, and it's not as simple as just filtering them out. You'll get in a situation where you see a property you really like, for example. You'll click on it and you'll scroll down and it'll say something like modern selling technique or sale by modern auction or some undisclosed form of saying that it's an auction, which is exceedingly annoying because they proper tease you.
Naughty, naughty, you teasing me, you naughty, naughty.
So what I've done is I've filtered properties for auctions. It wasn't an easy process. It took a couple of clicks, very inconvenient. But now you can see that there's quite a few properties available in the auction section. And the only indication that they're auction properties is this little lettering here, which says guide price. A lot of times when these pop up in your regular property search, you'll click on them, get excited, because usually auction properties are listed at a lower price than what they actually sell for. So you'll click on it, get excited, and be thoroughly demoralized by the fact that it's sale by modern auction, terms and conditions apply. So yeah, be aware of that. Standard London property, long lease, 30 years, lol. So this is annoying. You have properties that are on the market, apparently, usually new builds, and especially new builds actually, they miss out key information like tenure. Ask the agent. Surely, if you're building a bunch of flats or apartments in the city centre of Manchester, you're gonna know whether they're freehold or leasehold from the get-go. You're gonna know what the situation is, and most likely, being apartments, they will be leasehold. But you don't disclose that information because you just want to be annoying. You have about a paragraph to entice you, and loads of fake computer generated images. Like, let me be very honest with you, you're not going to be living in this sort of property. You're going to be getting something which is sort of semi similar to it. And 400 grand for an apartment, surely they should put more information into their advertising than, yeah, it's going to be complete at some point. Buy it, give us 400 grand. Come on. Complete with a pool, gym, and spa. What about the floor plan? There's none available. What about the dimensions of the rooms? There's nothing available there. It just tells you that you're going to have a pool, a gym, and a spa. Well done. Very exciting. So, number 2 in my egregious practices on Zoopla and Rightmove is people describing properties in a ridiculous, hyperbolized manner. For example, this one. Great location, cap blocks, with an exclamation mark at the end. Why? Why are you doing this? If I'm looking for a property in this location, I will already know whether it's great or not. You, as a salesperson, convincing me and telling me and shouting at me that it's a great location puts alarm bells in my head. If anything, now I think it's a shit location, but you're telling me it's a great location. It just doesn't make sense. Further to this, our lovely estate agent has also misspelt first time buyer, which obviously doesn't help. So if you're going to try so hard, go the full Monty. Don't just half-ass it. Don't just go halfway. If you're going to make it sound perfect, then make sure your spelling is perfect first. And here we go again. The estate agent strikes once again. Don't miss out. Capital letters. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And at the end, they repeat again. Not to be missed. You know what? If somebody's shoving something down my throat so bad, I might be a bit more concerned about what they're hiding. So this sort of hyperbolized nonsense at the start of a property description is exactly what's wrong with the current situation in housing. Why are you trying to sell me something that you know I have no option but to buy?
Good. Away from the back of the car. Yeah, Control is still trying to drive our people's partners deployed.
Please join me in my next video to figure out exactly why a nonsense crime like this is on the rise in the UK. Please like and subscribe. In the meantime, I'm going to show you my number one most hated thing. Friends, we have arrived at possibly the most annoying part of looking at properties on the internet, and that is the lack of adequate, appropriate floor plans. I don't understand why it isn't a legal requirement to advertise a property with an up-to-date floor plan, because it damn well should be. In the cases where there are floor plans, sometimes they are like this. As you can see, that this is a particularly bad example, but I have no idea what's going on here. These look like blueprints that were on board the Titanic when it sank. They were fished out and now they're being presented to me. I have no idea what this patch of dust is. I'm assuming that's the garden maybe. But without further context, I have no idea what's going on. Personally, what I find the most annoying thing here is there is no square footage number. There is not even a rough ballpark figure, which is exceedingly annoying. Without correct analysis of square footage, it's very difficult to determine the relative size of two properties. Even with viewings, it can be hard. We also have plenty of properties with this sort of situation. Over here, you can see that it literally does not have a floor plan. Annoying and frustrating to deal with people who don't put adequate floor plans on properties. Why would you want to buy a property where they cannot put forward adequate, detailed floor planning? Again, back to the new build situation. I'm assuming this is a new build. Yes, it's a new build. So with these sort of properties, again, you have luxury accommodation in the region of around £500,000, and they don't even bother to put a floor plan through. Now, there is an argument that different plots have different floor plans, yard, but put something in as an example of what you'd get. You know, it just doesn't make sense. Floor plans should be mandated and legally binding documents. What you put in a floor plan is what you should receive. And I think that's part of the problem, because that sort of information can be used against you if it's incorrect. Now, regardless, properties are a massive purchase. You need as much information as possible to make a informed, appropriate decision. And floor plans, in my opinion, are the most important documents when it comes to deciding whether or not you want to purchase a property or not, because they give you the square footage and layout of the property. And obviously, different people have different wants and needs. You might want a bigger bathroom, or you might not care about a bathroom that much. You might want a bigger kitchen. So, for whatever reason, if a floor plan is not available, it makes it very difficult to not only decipher what exactly the property is about, but more importantly, compare one property to another. And for that reason, it is my biggest gripe with looking at properties on Zoopla, Rightmove, Purple Bricks, you name it. They all have similar issues. I feel like all of these sites should just make sure that no property without a floor plan can be listed, and that will cut a lot of the nonsense that estate agents try to push.